We need help in our county when it comes to the world of recovery. And his organization is a major part of that, so we get that help to the people that need it.
Hey folks, this is Thaddeus. I am here at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio, where we are on the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation's podcast, which is The Road to Recovery. Of course, we have Michael in studio, and he has a very special guest here. He will go ahead and introduce him, and he'll get to interview him here on his podcast. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Thaddeus, and thanks for getting us started. We appreciate it. Yes, I'm here today with our guest, who is Shawn Marcum from Dewey World Recovery Community out in the western part of our county. And I brought Shawn in because his community out there is probably the oldest that we have in Flagler County that's been helping people in recovery. It started with his dad or his grandfather.
Yeah, my grandfather. He started it back in '84, and then throughout the years, they kind of put a clubhouse together. Some of the people in the club, they put the clubhouse in '91, and they used to have bonfire meetings, so yeah it kind of started out pretty wild. He left Ohio in '84 and moved down here with a lot of inspiration because of the bikers in the area, always having the bike events. And then he eventually started a bike event at his place every bike event, Biketoberfest, Bike Week.
And now you still do those things.
Oh, yeah.
But you also center on people that are in the world of recovery and need a safe place to go and stay while they're working on their recovery. Is that right?
Yeah. So when I took it over, when me and my wife moved down here to stay here, we were looking at trying to keep the clubhouse at least open, and going through a lot of my grandfather's time capsules of notebooks, we realized that this has been his hopes and dreams since he moved down here. He started it up as a campground recovery community in a sense as well. But anybody that needed help, he had the door open. The clubhouse has been open 24/7 since they first built it in '91.
Whoa.
And so people come down for the bike events, camp out on the property, and they kind of made a habit of it. And then anytime somebody in the area that they knew or needed help, they'd open up the doors, give them a bed, try to get them back on the right track, and hopefully come back around again, which there's a lot of them that still do.
Well, that's great, because I know from where I'm coming from the drug court portion, okay, that we will send people that are in our drug court program out to Dewey World. If they need a place to live, they need, even if it's just temporary, if it could be just a week or two, or it could be a couple of months, but they need a safe place to go until they're ready to do something else. And you guys have always welcomed them, as long as you had space.
Right. Yeah, we try to open the doors to anybody that we can, I know there's certain circumstances that we can't always be the right place or the right help, but if there's anything we can do, we've got plenty of people that we've been affiliated with lately, trying to build us up and get everybody understanding that we are here to help.
Yeah.
We're trying to be part of the community, trying to be part of making a resolution for the people that are struggling on this.
Yeah. And you are officially now a nonprofit. You're a 501(c), I believe?
Yes. So my grandfather actually started at one point, but they never finished up with it. So we finally put a board together this year. We got the nonprofit paperwork filed. We are officially a nonprofit, yes.
Excellent. And as far as the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation goes, we consider Dewey World as one of our partners. There's a lot of us nonprofits in the community that help out in a variety of areas, and if we need to work together, for our goals are all the same. And if our goals are the same, we want to partner with us. So Dewey World is one of those partners that the Flagler County Drug Court believes is a partner with us, because you have the same heart to help people
Right.
And that's what we consider it all about.
Right.
So
It's been amazing, all the people that's been involved lately. You know, you guys, I've been having just about everybody in the area that's known about us come up to me and like, you're doing an amazing job, you know.
right.
People come out there and break down crying because that's what brought them back, you know. They're like, thank you so much for keeping it going. It just inspires me more to keep trying to push through, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rough times, but I've got storage facilities donating campers to us, you know. There's a certain towing company around here, didn't want me to mention his name, but he's donated campers and RVs to us, and a couple campgrounds around here. So
Yeah. So that's something, if you're listening to this podcast and you know somebody that has a camper or an RV that aren't using it anymore and would like to donate it to a really good cause, of course, you can get a tax deduction because they are a legitimate 501c. You'll contact Shawn, and he's going to give you his contact information a little later on the podcast, so you'll be able to do that. We need help on our county when it comes to the world of recovery. And his organization is a major part of that. So we get that help to the people that need it. As far as the drug court goes, okay, because of the law, in order to be a participant in the drug court program, you have to have a legal Flagler County address.
right,
Some of the people that are eligible to come into the program but don't have that, it keeps them from getting into the program, which is very successful. So when we send people out to Dewey World, that gives them that address they need to legitimately be part of our program. We've had people go out because they knew they had something coming up, so they only needed to be there for a week or so. That's okay too. Or if you need long term. But knowing that we have organizations like yours in Flagler County that really have a heart to care about people, it's not about the money. And believe me, we all need the money to do what we do, but it's not about the money. It's about a heart to save lives. It's phenomenal. We've been so happy to get to know both you and your wife in what you do. I've gone out and visited out there at the location. I'm looking forward to going out again soon because there's been a lot of changes even since the last time I've been out there. So we need you, the public, to understand what's going on in our county and to understand the great significance of an organization like Dewey World. People don't like always to hear what I have to say, but I got to say it. The last 4 or 5 years, Flagler County has been between the 2nd and 10th highest overdose county in the state of Florida based on population. At one point, we were the highest death county based on population. Having organizations like Dewey World where somebody can go and be safe, have people around them that they can talk to, you know, that keeps them alive. You know, our theory is if they're dead, they can't recover. So we need people like Dewey World, Shawn and his wife, and the organization that they have out there to help people alive that want to recover. The other thing I tell people in the 12 years that I've been doing this, I've never, ever, ever met someone who wanted to be an addict.
right,
Okay? They don't start that way. And this is not, you know, we got to get out of our heads. This is not some Hollywood movie. Then everything is all in the back alleys of New York, Chicago, LA, Dallas, Houston. No, it's in every neighborhood in our community. It's there. And it's there for a variety of reasons. It could be from a trauma event. It could be because of medical stuff. You got in an accident, they started treating you with certain drugs and didn't control it. It can be any number of things. It can be a bad choice that you make initially that you don't understand. But no one starts out with the desire of not being able to just turn it off. Right. They need help. And your organization helps them.
yeah. Yeah, that kind of hits hard, you know, because I lost a 16-year-old in 2020, you know, he got a hold of a bad pill, you know, and we were in a hospital with him for 5 days, you know, so I know the struggle. My oldest son's been going through it as well, you know, and he's the one that found him, so kind of set him backwards, just dealing with that.
Yep. Everybody out there, whether they'll admit it or not, almost everybody you'll ever meet has come across somebody in their family or close friends
Right.
that have gone through the struggles that it is to get into recovery or the loss. You folks that are listening this week, you know that last week you listened to a broadcast and we had Renee DeAngelis on and talked about the loss of their daughter for an overdose. And things like that for Renee and for you and your wife that have drove you to help people. Not, I know it's sad
Oh, yeah.
and you don't get over it overnight.
Oh, no.
But if you sit there and don't do anything about it, when you have the ability to tell your story, it'll help people, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I praise God that I haven't had to tell that story, but I understand what you're doing and what you're going through, and I greatly appreciate the ability that you have to talk about it,
Right.
okay, and actively do something to help people so they don't have to go through what you went through.
Oh, we're not. I mean, I'm helping to an extent. We facilitate the place.
Right.
The people that come there, they work together, try to help each other, lift each other's spirits, and guide them in the right directions. Either do type classes or counseling or whatever it takes, to get them in the right direction. We touch base with a lot of different organizations out here, SMA, Epic, and whoever is, drug court, and everybody that we can, we try to touch base to get the people the necessary help that they need, We're looking for people to come out and help as far as counseling and, just whatever we can get, for the people's help.
Good. Now, as I understand it, the clubhouse, you also have recovery meetings. I don't know if it's AA or NA or both or whatever you've got, but you have meetings that are going on that work on the 12 steps and work on that kind of stuff. Is that right?
Yeah. So the clubhouse is set up for different types of meetings. So right now we have one of the ones that my grandfather started up is the survivors group. They do their meetings every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. and it's usually an hour meeting. We also do like a fifth step, talking with people on the porch and whatnot before and after. People show up early, usually sit around for about an hour or two after and kind of just conversate, see where people's at. And, people just love to talk and hear the story about what others have done and how they have built themselves back up. And that clubhouse just screams that when you walk through it, all the pictures and the memorabilia, it just, you can feel the vibe walking in there.
Yeah. It's all about encouraging and not discouraging.
Right.
We have found in the world that we deal with that there's too much discouraging because people don't understand what the people are going through, what brought them there. They have all this misconception, like I said earlier, about the Hollywood movies.
Right.
And if we treat people that want recovery as if they can't get it by telling them you'll never be any good, you'll always be this, after a while, that's what they learn to believe. But if we turn around and tell them there is hope, there is hope, you can do it. We're going to encourage you. We're going to help you what we can. As long as you want the help, we'll help you. We also understand if they don't want the help, we can't help them. But if they want help, we can find different ways through your organization and others to give people what they need to get to that place where they're succeeding in their recovery.
Right.
Yeah. It's
definitely a lot of help out there. There's the churches around here are phenomenal. Methodist Church, I believe it is, in Bunnell. They've been absolutely astounding. They donate food to the members out there that they don't have everything, so help them out in every direction they can. Bath supplies, whatever, food. That's cool.
That they can also, if they have ways of getting there, go to the Grace Community Food Pantry, run by Pastor Charles Solano, who is a leader in our community in recovery.
Yes, I've spoke with Solano quite a few times, and he calls me every once in a while to see if we got room for somebody. You
Yep.
know, he also has a community similar to ours,
Mhm.
and
But it's all about working together.
right.
You,
Right.
if you're full and he's got a spot, or
Right.
vice versa, that's why that community part is so important,
Right, right,
to help each other and be part of it. But they can go to that food pantry Saturday or Sunday, and then they're also, I think, they're out in your part, in the western part of the county, I don't know, 1 or twice a month,
yes,
and they can get good food, no charge.
right. Yeah,
And-
they do a drive right there at the park, right there,
Yep.
and Daytona North. Yeah,
Hmm.
yes.
So there's facilities like that. The churches have done a very good job overall in those kinds of things. Some of the churches get involved in recovery
Yeah,
because of what they come from. Pastor Solano has always been involved in it because of his history, his background. And he's done a tremendous job. He's been a leader in Flagler County in helping people in recovery.
right,
And they were one of the first recovery houses opened up, open door reentry and recovery ministries there in Bunnell.
Right.
So it's phenomenal with what's happening. And I didn't even know about your organization back then. So now I found out. And drug court didn't know a lot about it until recently. And now when it's available, we talk between them and Epic giving you a call, or even the probation department knowing that what you've got now more than they did before. So you're going to find yourself getting more phone calls. And hopefully you'll get more donations of RVs and campers and stuff so you can take the people that need the help.
right. Yeah, yeah. So we definitely need some kind of involvement. People that come out and help with classes and stuff like that. We're hoping to start some type of classes up here soon as well.
Okay.
Different like doing resume writing. We got all kinds of different activities that we're working on. We got a mechanics area. We're getting ready to strip some property to do farming, and just all kinds of different agricultural skills, or whatever. So
That's cool. On the resume aspect, I think we might be able to hook you up with somebody that can help with do that.
that would be awesome.
And there's no charge for it. That's what they do.
And
Career Source, I don't know if you've dealt with.
we just got a donation of a minivan from Andy Montgomery from Flagler's Veterans Village.
Mm-hmm.
He donated a van so that I could get some of these people
move
transported
them
to
in,
different
yeah.
places. So
And in an organized meeting, they'll even come to you at some point if it's multiple people, or we can
Right.
get them into there. They'll teach how to do the resumes. They'll do some, if they want, they can do some testing and see what their abilities are, what their desires are, so you lead them to the right places. They're like a job hunt place, but they don't charge for any of these services. So it's
right,
that would be really cool. Life skill classes.
right,
We have different people doing different life skill classes if there's an interest. I met with a gentleman this morning who is a financial planner. He said, but I can do life skill classes about finances. So teaching people how to best, he's not talking about stock market and that kind of stuff when he
Right.
talks that,
Just
but
learning
everyday
how to-
life,
right,
that a lot of the people that we're dealing with have never had that skill, never had that testing. And anybody coming through the current school system doesn't get it anymore either. So
right.
that's out there. But yeah, so if those are things that you'd like to get some stuff, you and I will talk some more. We'll put you together with some of these other people and get that done. Because the more of those kind of changes that you can offer to the people,
The better.
the more likelihood that they will succeed.
Right, right.
And that's our goal. We're
That's
looking for success.
exactly, and that's why we're reaching out to the public. Any chance I get, I'll try to talk to people. Especially if they have some kind of skill that's going to be able to help somebody get forward. Lift them up out of the ground and show them a way.
That's it. So where are we gonna, I think, are we getting ready for a break? No? Okay. With me doing this over here, I can't see you over there. So, Shawn, talk a little bit about not just the needs that you have for campers and RVs, but what other, and now we talked about maybe some people coming in, do classes and helping. Are there other needs that you feel that if you could get some help on it would help you?
Yeah, so we are expanding the property, so we have 6 acres out there that we're trying to expand and use quite a bit of it so we can put campsites up, and we also want to build another recreation building and stuff like that, give them an activity area. But we kind of need building materials, we need help with getting the land cleared out properly, and then the upgrades on the electrical. So, I mean, we've been working on what we can, while we're there. Everybody's all hands on deck, keeping it cleaned up, and it's changed a lot since I've moved down here.
I'm sure.
But my grandfather, he wasn't doing the best the last few years, so he couldn't really keep up with everything. So,
Right.
But
Well, here's something else that those of you who are watching, that if you want, we're going to put up at some point in time a QR code that you can click onto if you would like to donate, because all those things not only need people, they need finances. And again, since it is legit 501(c), and you can go on Sunbiz, you can check it all. There's no question about it, legitimacy. We've already done that vetting here, and you'll be able to click on that. And
yes,
here's my theory, and I do it because we have to raise funds for the Drug Court Foundation and do what we do. But when I'm talking to somebody about raising money, I'm saying it this way: if you provide me $1, that's 100% more than the person who provided nothing. So don't look at your donations, even if it's just $5 or $10. It all helps.
Yeah.
And so we want you to get involved if you can. Most of the time, we're all down at First Friday,
yes.
down at Veterans Park in Flagler Beach. Of course, that got canceled this last week because of the rain. But a lot of those First Fridays, Shawn and his wife are down there with us. They come into our booth down there and set up, and we can talk to people about it. So that's kind of a cool thing. We're all looking for people to help us. Foundation is, your group is. We've got a large community. There's got to be a large amount of people that can. And we go from what?
I have an audience question.
Okay.
Where did the name Dewey World come from? You guys might have talked about this, but I might have lost that somewhere in translation.
I think we talked about it prior to the starting of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we quite got into a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
We probably should have, I guess. When Dewey first moved down here, he was coming down for bike events. Okay. And he had a bunch
Dewey's your grandfather.
Dewey is my grandfather. Dewey Morrow, he's world renowned now. So any bike event, any kind of AA club activity, he went to them all. I mean, there's just so much memorabilia in that property from him, But so in 84 is when he first bought the property. Around 87, 88, he was having some of his normal buddies that would come down, and when they'd hit Guava Lane, they would say, "Oh, I'm at Dewey World, I'm safe now," So it kind of stuck, and it's just been going since, But yeah, the club that they originally started was the Knights Club for AA, and then that was transferred over in '91 to the Survivors Group. But yeah.
And so many of us in the community, till we learned this, always said it's Dewey's World.
Yeah.
It's not Dewey's World, it's just Dewey World.
Yes. Recovery community.
Yes, recovery community.
So,
But that was something that was a good question that needed to be answered. If anybody else has any, please let us know. So we go from there.
Got another audience question.
all right.
So the setup, is it campers at this site, and there are people there who are in recovery that kind of situated in the different campers?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different trailers on the property, and then I think there's 17 campers right now.
Mhm.
Almost all of them have been donated. We have like 8 8 of them that still need a bunch of work done, but we have them spread out on the property, trying to set up a campground setting. We're also trying to put them into groupings so that there could be different counselors and, different people to put in a group to kind of provide the proper, mingling or whatever. So we have a females and males side as well. The clubhouse has male and female bathrooms, and then it's also got a kitchen and large in-screen porch, and then a large clubhouse with tables wrapped around all the memorabilia you could think of all over it.
And some of the folks, particularly some of the ladies, come out there with their children.
Yes.
That need safe place to bring their kids.
Yes.
And that's something that's very difficult to find in any sober living facilities, to be able to bring.
In Flagler County, there is only one bed for a female with a child, and I don't know of any for male.
Right. No, I don't know any for men either.
Yeah.
And I didn't know there's only one, but I know the limitations for women was very difficult with children. So
yes.
And it's needed. So having that division, you're really doing well, being able to do both.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than just about ourselves, at this point. You got to be able to open up to change, and having your family there supporting you as well, or your children, that just helps you grow that much faster.
Mm-hmm. Well, knowing that who you need, what you need. If anybody out there been in the recovery world for a while and you want to start giving back, you want to help, we're going to have you contact Shawn and see how you'd fit in out there. Maybe go out and take a visit, talk to Shawn, talk to his team that's out there, and see if it's something that works for you. That'd be great. That'd be really good. And we'll be helping our community.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and Shawn, would you throw your contact information out there so that people can get a hold of you? Be it your phone number, your email. You want to shout that out?
Yeah, so my email is smarcum@deweyworldrecovery.org. And then my business phone number, I don't remember that one right offhand. I'm horrible with that. So
right, we got it right here. So the business phone number is 386-263-8412.
yes, sir.
All right, perfect.
And then we also have the regular Dewey World recovery.org for a general email. And then we also have the Dewey World Recovery Community on Facebook, and then Dewey World as well as another separate one.
And if you missed any of that, you can certainly contact us at the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation, and we'll be glad to pass that information on. Our contact information for me is, phone number is area code 401-864-6997. Yeah, I know that's a Rhode Island number, but that's been my number for 25 years, and I use it for personal and for business, so you can't change it, though it does create an enormous amount of spam calls. My email is mfeldbauer, that's FELDBAUER @gmail.com. And we too, you can reach us on Facebook, the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation on Facebook, Flagler County Drug Court. And we have a website, which is fcdcfoundation.org. And so if you need any information, and if you're looking to help in any fashion, we're always looking to talk to you and see where we can go. If you fit better with us, we'll keep you. If you fit better with Shawn, we're going to send you on. And we do work with a couple of the nonprofits. So depending on what your gifts are and what your time is and what you can do, we can do that. Would this be the right time, or are you going to put up the QR code afterwards?
Yeah, I'll overlay it for the people in the audience so that
Okay.
they can have a way to both contact Shawn through the QR code. They actually have to have somebody else's phone kind of pull it up, but I'll also throw his contact information in the description so you guys can reach out to him.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Shawn, it's been great. Really
been
appreciate you coming down and spending time with us today. And I'm sure you'll be back again in the future.
Yeah.
We'll have
yeah.
some more to talk about as things grow and things happen in our community and what our needs are. So again, appreciate you. Give my best to your wife. She's also a lovely lady and has been in her own professional world, been very involved with the world of recovery.
Yes, she has.
Yep. So
This has been Thaddeus, Mike, and Shawn here at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio on the Flagler County Drug Court Foundation's own podcast, which is called The Road to Recovery. Again, this is a podcast here that has been talking to different people that are involved in the recovery effort or those who are recovered. So make sure you reach out to Mike, make sure you reach out to Shawn for any of those needs that you might have, or maybe you want to get some more information or donation. Absolutely reach out to them so that you can help in their efforts. So again, this has been Thaddeus at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio, and we'll see you next time.